a bit stale on my behalf because I just let the live run for a sec. I actually didn't realise it was still running. I thought it would actually pause it. I don't know. But anyway, here we are. New load of engagement. Hopefully. Oh man, I've been tempted to, like, with the board I've got that's white, just adding a bit of green to it, but I'm like, they can't. I really want to see what colour this green paint I've got comes out. And then also today, I don't know which one it is, but I believe I've got something coming in the post. I really hope I do. You know, when you've got something coming in the post, it's exciting. Even if it's not for you, it's just exciting to get something in the post. Like, really, really well. I find that anyway. So I don't know what's coming today. It's like a nice little surprise. I ordered myself a few things that I need for the business. And that's my little hit of dopamine I get. That's all I'm allowed. But now, as I say, they're saying, I don't know, food's woken me up a little bit. They're saying weirdly excited about, like, as I say, ordering stuff and opening it, even if it ain't for you. So yes, I'm gonna sort this out. I hope something's coming to it. I want to check, but then when I check, I'm like, it might tell me what I've ordered. I just want it to be a nice little surprise. Turn up, open it, and be like, oh yeah. Like, it could either be a jumper, spray, or spray paint. So I need this white spray paint. That's the main one I need, because I can print with most of the other colours. I don't mind using that. It's just white's a real pain in the ass to print with, and I don't want to always use an actual wood colour. So I do like the wood boards. Don't get me wrong. I think they're pretty cool. Oh shit! Pretty snazzy, right? So yeah, I will fingerboard in a sec. I feel like a surprising amount of people actually enjoy the fingerboarding sometimes, which is quite cool. It can be quite satisfying. I wish I could skate on the lives, but yeah, hey ho. Right, it's just Wi-Fi would not reach out there at all. Brain's starting to wake up a little bit. Perfect. I got a second wave. It's still too wide. Of course it is. Hello, bro. Do I realise I was looking for my analytics, and I'm seeing a lot of people American, but I realise there are a lot of people who actually use subtitles, which is pretty cool. Yeah, of course, man. It depends what you mean. Fingerboard or skateboarding, because I do both. I thought it's probably easy to obviously show with a fingerboard, but oh man, my throat. So yeah, I make my own boards. This is one of my, well, actually I need to turn the camera over. It's a bit of a mess right now, so I've got all the packaging out, but I'm just trying to get this to size. I swear I just cut, did I not just cut some off? I swear I did. No, that'll be fine. No, bro. They're kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie. They used to be better when I was a kid. Can't tell me they got boring now. Damn, they're just mostly bread. Sorry, could you ask that question like 6 times now? I feel like. And I remember because your name's like the fish finger man. Don't even have to look at it properly, yeah. See, I know. Right, come on. I lied. I can't help but fixate while doing this. Damn you, just cut. Oh well. sorted. These probably aren't size either, which is just also a flipping pain in the ass. I will be getting on with the painting in a sec. Oh, no way. Okay, I thought it was the same. I do want to do something new soon. I know it's not looking good for a thing at the moment, but hopefully everything pulls through. And I really want to travel, man. I'm getting so fed up. So I really want to take the business over to the States as well, where I feel like a lot of my audience are a surprising number anyway, and customers. I love travelling, man. I miss it. I really, really miss it. Anyway, sorry, everyone's having a good day. Evening, morning. But I actually feel like early morning, really late night. Because most people in America. Or I need to get guillotine. Push down way too hard, so I'm gonna get carpal tunnel. I swear down, bro. Do you know when someone plays the same songs you play? Like sometimes it feels like 10 minutes later. Maybe a bit of exaggeration. It's like, bro, I don't need this song on repeat. Thank you very much. Right. What are you gonna do? It has to, it will do. It will be fine. Oh. Why do I feel like I've made those worse in shape? Interesting. To see. So he's got a song on now. It's gonna get stuck in my head. I knew it. Listen to Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol. Damn it. It's a good song. They don't make music like this anymore, right? They actually don't. It's really sad. Not even like nostalgia, it's a fact. They do not make good music like this anymore. Or no one can hear it, but like not like that. Like anything, even like I would literally, honestly, probably rather listen to Spice Girls or something from the early 2000s than modern music. That is how bad modern music is. This is a fact. I don't even like the Spice Girls, right? But I would rather listen to it than the modern crap that pump like grime. Oh my lord, please, please. That'd be some unique sort of hell for me, I tell you now. Not even unique, that would be hell. Thank you. I think we can put it in. I mean, even just like, I got back and listened to CKY, you know, Bam's old sort of group. I love that though, because they're like, they weren't really, oh, what is going on with this? Bear with, I'm getting really confused now. So. What is going on? Okay, too big. Kind of like the perfect size. Let's just chuck it in there. A little lesson on making packaging yourself a little easier. Actually, no, sorry, it's cheaper for everybody involved. And boom, just slide it in there. Actually goes in pretty nicely, that's the thing. And then, because it blocks off all the silver shiny at the back. Then at the back there'll be like whatever, and then you've got the grip tape there, and then your board at the front too. I'll actually show people quickly using this what it looks like. Bear with. There is what it looks like in the pack. Well, that's what 2 looks like, but that's kind of part of the same set. And I really like that set. There's 4 types of fruit, I believe, I done. There were more, but I mean, I released banana, strawberry, and those 2. Alright, so that's 1 done. 1 down. 100 to go. No, I'm joking. Well, it feels like it sometimes. So I say it's probably why it costs. Well, it's why it is cost so much. Materials, time, labour, shipping. You're better off doing packaging yourself any day. Like, voila. Obviously, fingerboard don't, skateboard don't fit in here. So where's the actual sorry, find the empty pack? I have no idea where I put it. Odd. Oh well, not important. It's just that about this on it. Right, those beans helped. That sounds so weird. I found it like attractive. Yummy. I feel like a cat scratched my throat. It actually feels like concentration's key, bro. Right. Cut those down, bro. They're like bang on the same size. That was actually perfect. Perfect trimming. Oh yeah, nice and simple. I'm feeling like that's too wide for it. Just about fits in there. That is a tight squeeze, but yeah. Packaging nice and tidy. Do it yourself. 3 down, 3 to go. So I'm here. Oh, that's what it is. There's the culprit. I've been hearing that for like easily an hour. Not just on here, but I've heard it when I was outside and I was drawing because I was doing sat there. I was trying to wait for the weather to come. I said on the web app, the weather was going to get nice, and I was looking at the sky, and it's fucking light to me. But it's the UK. You're going to accept it, expect it, and accept it. Like the weatherman doesn't even know what he's doing. The weather doesn't know what it's doing. It's so unpredictable. It makes it fun. Right. Not the only ones I've got to do as well, because I printed off more, because I might as well just get the work done now. Like on a day when I'm feeling very, very work motivated. I am today. I don't know what it is. I'm feeling very like I'm tempted to pick up a skateboard. But I mean, obviously, I won't do that on the live because it's just too much pressure. There'll be some bits I show on the live. So yeah, that one feels a bit too tight. Right. Getting them out is actually the hardest part without damaging the card. But once it's in there, it's actually hard to get out without creasing it. Oh, come on. Good job. I'm waiting for another moment where I'm not so cautious and I headbutt the desk. Because I want to, like, it's why I like being on a live when I'm working. I think it fails to be funny. Like that time I got the coffee, when I say like that time, it was literally the other day. But yeah, when I done an ollie into my God, bro, why did that not feel like the same piece I just cut down? It is. It just feels very. What? Okay. Odd. Right. 5 down. 2 to go. I like doing it more as well, personally. I think it feels a little bit more like the effort means saying anything worth doing takes a good amount of time. Like, you know, learning a skill or a hobby. Trying to do this sometimes I resist the urge to skate as well. It's challenging. Like, kind of lucky I live in the UK for that purpose, because the weather would, if it was too nice all the time, I'd want to skate all the time. But when it's miserable, man, you know what? It can wait for another day. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but I think probably because of my BPE, the weather makes me feel miserable. So, whoa, that feels way too wide. Okay, we're going for it. Oh no, it's not. Yeah, but as I say, the weather it's like seasonal depression, man. I know, and people get annoyed when people talk about that one, but it's just my BPE already. So as soon as it's really like miserable weather, I'm like, I can't bother with today, almost sort of. Thing is, I think when I got to engage with lives, like, it's so important. But really, as I say, it's not about customers or whatever. It's showing people, to inspire people. Maybe it's never about making money on the view time either, which is kind of dumb. Could be. Oh, that's a lot of question, my guy. So yeah, there's the packaging. Just needs the grip tapes in it now. Obviously, I won't do that yet, but the grip tapes then go in there, and then the ball goes on top, so you can actually see the ball. I do like my packaging, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it feels crisp, fresh. Well, it is. That's why. I was gonna do some. What was I gonna do? I might paint the board now, to be honest with you. This peak, man. See, mine don't. I'll be honest with you, mine do not break. And that sounds crazy, but I mean, they would if you were to purposely try and stamp on it. Because I'm a skateboarder, right? So when I found out about fingerboarding, I mean more than just finding out. I found out like not it wasn't just that like 2-3 years ago. And I looked at getting fingerboards and I realised how weak they were and they broke. I was like, there's no way a fingerboard just break. Just fingerboarding, it didn't make sense to me. I saw some videos. Oh, why my fingerboard break to do it? Oh, this broke, this brand broke, and it's a wood they use. It's like factory pressed wood. Where, as I said, this is the wood I use. It's so durable, man. Like, that's one piece of veneer, and they're the same cost, if not cheaper, than some other main brands. Obviously, I'm growing very fast, but an alarm, like, seriously, had messages from Heron Skateboard. It's the only way I can put it to people. Sometimes numbers don't show growth, or like especially when people follow it, because a lot of people might follow the skating more. Like the person I'm going to be sponsoring has got 26k followers, and it's because he's mad on a skateboard. And I used to be good from my injuries, and now I'm just like average, not even really that, bro. I don't know what that means, bro. The funny thing is, like, recently as well, I'm not gonna say I don't want to never saying it completely, because it's, and then after someone says it, I'm like, oh shit, yeah. It's really annoying because, like, you know, it rings a bell. As you get to a certain age, you forget things. Your brain starts to generally just, and I know I'm only 25, but I think where I'm so busy all the time as well, it does actually have an impact. Having to remember so much with the business as well. I'm not complaining, I love what I do. But yeah, what was I going to do next? Paint the board. That's the one. I don't know, I feel like it just needs a good few more coatings over and over and over again. And then I'll fingerboard for a bit, and then I'll do some more painting in a bit, but I'll probably do that off in a live. As I say, then I'll be back tomorrow at a certain point. And then tomorrow's live I'll be more interactive because I'll actually have less work that I've got to do, more things to show. Or at the moment I'm trying to kind of hyperfixate on what I'm doing at the same time. And if I'm fully immersed in every conversation, which I like to be, I struggle with that. Yeah, so it's a good time of break. So some days where it's more. Unless it's a workshop. If it says like chill or workshop chill, session chill, or sesh, even a sesh or a chill equals more talking with the chat, if you know what I mean. The times that like it's just gonna say, why is my brain not working yet? So at times it will just say workshop will probably be less chatty times like this morning, but now where it says like sesh or chill and sesh or session chill, something like that, maybe even workshop and sesh. Where it has a sesh, it's like sesh or chill or sesh and chill equals more chatting. That makes sense. Otherwise, I just can't break into. I don't mind people watching me while I work. I really don't. I just can't break into a proper hyperfixation mode. So this feels like it can get another coat now. So I'm giving this a glow in the dark layer of, well, this shit. Give it another shake up. Oh, it's so cold. So it will be white to green. But it's funny because I now realise like, the rest I'm going to have to announce it, because if it just says workshop, people are more chatty. Like earlier, people were more chatty. But when it say workshop, there's a chance I may just get on with work. I still talk sort of, but like now, I think it says sesh as well, so I will do that in a minute. I'm probably going to go up on a live today until a maximum of about 11:30 to give me like an hour. So I've got about half an hour left, and then I'll be back on the next day. But I really want to let that rest on that again. So I'm actually kind of happy I live in the UK only because if the weather was so nice, I would want to skate all the damn time. Like it would literally be a bit of an issue for me, I think. Oh, you absolute cretin. Oh, you. Oh, shit. I don't glow in the dark trousers. Oh, I just wiped on that again. Great. Perfect. Well, at least I'll be seen when I'm skating, I guess. Welcome, sorry guys. Oh, damn it, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, so when they're live now, I'm sorry, when they say I didn't disclose stuff, if it just says workshop like earlier, I might be less interactive with the chat. Where it says workshop and session, workshop and chill, I will be more chatty. I'm just getting this a few more days to glow in the dark, white to green, before it gets a clear coat, and then hopefully it'll proper stand out. So this isn't going on the store, this is a background board, but I'm hoping it will look quite nice anyway. So keep at it, brother. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a good day. It's close to say the stuff I'm putting on now is like white to glow in the dark green, but the weird thing is it's not really going on white. It was already white on the board, but it's like spreading out. So I don't know if I'm spreading it too thin. I don't want too many layer lines, so I'm just going in with like, I think I done a layer yesterday. Yeah, I done about 3 layers yesterday. So I know I done more than one yesterday, but I mean I was trying to figure out. So yeah, 3 yesterday, 3 today. So there's actually quite a lot you have to do with this. This is why I was like a bit iffy on this, but this might help with the glow in the dark method I'm using anyway. So if I add this paint on top of the stuff, that's what I mean. I don't use paint, and people didn't probably believe that I use paint. I don't do this for the fingerboards and for the detail. That'd take too bloody long, man. Yeah, I do. So I thought it'd be awesome for people to have like, it's like a bit like a night light in a way, but you don't need no electricity to have it up on the wall. Obviously, for people who don't want that, I don't recommend either leaving it in the sunlight or putting it under your bed. Is this live? Yeah, it is live. So I'm just deep in concentration right now, ish. Thank you, Ray. As I said a minute ago, I was doing the So what I like about it's finding things to between coats and stuff. Oh crap! Go away. And that was the packaging for all the boards. I mean, it's not all of them. I actually got 250 to do, and that's 6. So I'd rather do that than get it made, though. It's more, it feels more personal. Skaters are very get it done, sort of get it done yourself, sort of DIY person. I think really. I would never normally paint on the walls like this either because they are heat transfer graphics, but this is the other board I done. Which needs another coating, so it says flipping the ghetto bird. People know what ghetto bird is. For those who don't, that is a skateboard trick. It's a nollie hard flip, late 180. Awesome trick. One I don't like half, I was talking about this earlier, half flips I struggle with more than varial heels. So the front side shove it in a kick flip, but then to add insult to injury, almost, it's a nollie. So that's even harder. And then a late 180. Like, are you joking me? What the fuck? I landed a nightmare flip and, as I say, lasers. Anything with front side shove it, and it was like generally my go-to. I didn't like backside shove it very. I actually was I could do varial kick flips and trays. Trays were a bit harder for me, but I generally struggle with backside shove it so much I wouldn't do them. If someone done a backside shove it in a game of skate, they'd probably win if there was like you wanted a pop, like a good boned out, like boned out. Even when people do bone out and they manage to catch higher up at an angle, like bro, you beat me. It's my weakness. But that's why I always thought games of skate, they're fun and they're good for competition. Like don't get me wrong, but like friendly competition. Otherwise, it's kind of dumb because everyone learns different things at a different level. Like yeah, they always say to go from like your backside 180, front side 180, things like this. But realistically, someone you get to a certain point and then you start learning tricks kind of your own rate and like okay, maybe a heel flip person or a kick flip person. Some people do that, or they do the fakie flip and they get the fake flip down and then they learn to do that rolling forward. But there's a point where everyone like flips the board differently, and you know what I mean. Someone rides a bigger board, someone has harder wheels. All these things do come into play. Someone might have a newer board, fresher pot, newer shoes. People say these things are an excuse, but they're not. If you're a good skater, then they're not. I mean, you can always get a shitty little board, pop a kickflip anyway. But I mean, it can be harder. So say if you're doing it over a hip or a bank, or it may seem easy sometimes, or someone else will have a lock compared to you for sure. So I was always shit at backside variation tricks. So that's anything like a varial kickflip. Bro, I can't think right now. Tray, even 360 backside shove, things like that. Probably find a 360 frontside shove it easier, which is crazy because the amount of height you have to get on one of those kind of helps having long legs, to be honest. So I really don't have any coatings I was meant to do on this, so I've kind of just gone all in. 6 coatings now. Obviously they're spread thinly because you really do not want thick coatings, otherwise it kind of just peels weird. Like anything, you want to put it on lightly, coat by coat. It's like clear coat and urethane or a lacquer. People really do go overboard on the first coating always. You really can just do it so you're barely, it's just misting it, and you leave it for like 5-10 minutes. I know that's what's made me really be like, that's it. I've got to get my skating back. I was talking about Bam earlier on a live. He has really shocked me. I think he shocked everyone, but I mean seriously, for people who skate and you know how hard this shit is, he's doing like nose blunts and like nose. He's doing this like a power slide on the tail and down a hip, and he's like shoving it out, and he a flipping laser flip or like what did he, bro, the things he was doing was wild. And like a month ago, you could see he was struggling to catch it in his balance, and now he's just smooth with it. You can see the concentration in his eyes. He's got his style back. Like I always said, Bam was the king of style, bro. As FDR in Philadelphia, that skate park is under the bridge. That like I arguably say it's like probably one of the most iconic. Didn't he just ollie over the hip, and he got like the most boned out flipping shit. Like it boned out so much that his heel was almost up his ass. That's how I see it. It was so steezy. That style, so comfortable on a board. I miss the old like Paul Rodriguez, the king of pulling up your pants after every single trick. And everyone tried to like copy that to be like, oh look at me, I've got style. I'm like, bro, no, that's just you got style, you ain't got style, that's it. And Bam got style as well. Fucking love Bam, man. He's literally like a role model to a whole generation. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he's done a lot of wrong things, but don't have, like haven't we all? He was a little shit growing up. I felt really bad for him because I felt like he was actually being. Not, I'm not gonna get into this because like you know the control thing, allegedly. If you're a true band fan, you'll know what I'm on about. It's like he seems to have been a little bit like for his money and used, and I felt so bad for him. And there's that one thing where his mum seemed, well, people seemed to get him out of like rehab or something like that, and then just alcohol in front of his face, and to be, oh, he's here drinking, right? And then to be honest with you, yeah, over him, honestly, fuck Jackass. Really, they did him dirty, and that's part of Jackass. But I really do feel for Bam with that one. But you can only just sit there and be like, well, you know, it's he say you don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. Bam's a legend, bro. It's funny because like there's Johnny, no, Steve-O trying to be like, oh look at me and my pro boards. Like, don't get me wrong, Steve-O's skate's better than mine now. I'm not gonna have a leg to stand on at all. He's trying to sit there trying to. I know I don't know if it was a joke or it was whatever, but he was trying to like say, oh look, I've got my own pro boards. Like, bro, having the pro boards or having style and being Bam, I would rather have that any day. Any day. I feel like he's gonna have he's like you know what I mean. He's like literally you know when you've got like a king of like pop and things like that. He's like almost because you think about his style that he had. It was like proper emo. Like other people, I mean proper style, like tattoos, like proper emo kid almost really. Yeah, I personally don't like Steve-O. I did growing up because I thought it was funny. I thought Jackass was funny, but then as I matured, I realised they're all kind of just using people. Like Bam actually seemed like he had a bit of a heart. Like, I'm not saying he can't. Out of all of them, he seemed the most disheartened by it, but they all kind of just seem to like chat shit about each other anyway, which is weird. I don't know. I just don't like them. They're a bit of a weasel. I mean, he shits on like they all shit on each other like for using stuff. There's one ever I would never shit on someone for being an addict because truthfully, bro, I was an addict myself, like to anything you kind of think of from benzos, barbiturates, street stuff, pharmaceuticals. So that's why I really kind of resonate with these stories as well. But they all have no leg to stand on. Even Bam had that bad time where he was talking about Brandon Novak winning it, and he said, "Oh, he's the government are out to get him in that video." And bro, that video did not age well. But he's doing good now. He's doing good, as I say. But you should never shit on somebody like that because you really have no idea what they're going through. And then I feel like when you're using stuff too, it's just as likely to happen to you, bro. Yeah, he did, bro, 100%. So I'm not shitting on Bam for saying that video didn't age well, but it's so good to have seen him come back from that because I didn't want that to be Bam's legacy, like him, you know, essentially just like before it was literally like not even that long before he started to kind of slip away as well. And to come back from that to where he is now is impressive. Like 48, someone told me earlier. I think that is impressive shit. Like to skate how he's skating within a year, I would say, or two, because it can't be that long. Like, yeah, he's probably skated a little bit on the side, but I mean, proper pushed himself. You can tell, like, when you watch a video, go back, like, is it this? I can't remember what the channel is that he skates with that I've been watching, but he's sick. You can see the determination in his eyes and the confidence. And I love it because it's like, I get it too. I don't mean to. It's really annoying, but it's like concentration time sometimes when you're proper trying to. I mean, he pulls off. I don't. I look like stupid. I look. I'm trying to stick my tongue up my nose or something. But he's definitely a role model. So to be able to sit there, I never turn my back on him, bam, in a way that I don't think he's a role model because of anything I'd heard. Because I think when people do that, it's like switching up on your role models quick just because of what public think about them. It's like I personally always said, well, yeah, I still, and this is the controversial one, but I don't care what people think. I still like Michael Jackson's music. I might not listen to it, but that doesn't mean did he do something? Did he? I said did he? I didn't mean to do that. See, he's ruined it. You can't say that word now either. Did he? Don't like did he? Did he can do one. I mean, there's like solidified proof when victims are kind of saying that nothing happened and it's the parents. I'm like, seems a little bit like for money there, and they just, you know, Corey Feldman from Gremlins, Stand by Me, Goonies, brilliant child actor, man. Right? I think was he? No, that's the other one. I was in Goonies. And yeah, but Macaulay Culkin, both the way they're talking about it, I really do believe them because what have they got to like lose now, like to get against the public opinion when they would. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't add up. They don't need the money. They don't need to be bribed. The royalties you got from Home Alone is just enough to live life good, really. Like, is he acting again? I'm not sure. What is he doing? I doubt he's going to be working at like a flipping Wendy's or, do you know what I mean, like a McDonald's. So he's clearly living good from the movies and his child. Like obviously Richie Rich and all those stuff. It wasn't just Home Alone. But I tend to stick and believe with the victims. I'm afraid you got to. So I mean, obviously you've got to look at the evidence too, but where is the evidence? Just saying, people really, really jump the gun. Kind of wild. Anyway. That's what I mean. I think he was innocent. And I know it's like not the public opinion, the popular opinion, but I'm like, bro, it's crazy. That I just think he went through a lot of shit and didn't want to live an adult life. And then also when he went into the music industry, he realized how corrupt Hollywood and it was. It was like shit. I wanted a place where people could just stay naive and have fun. Because I understand that. I want people to be able to skate and have a good time. When people say grow up, I'm like, do you know how boring it is being an adult? There's nothing wrong with not wanting people to have fun for it, like, you know, their life, because you do not want the world full of people who are bored and miserable. That leads to not good shit. 100%. It really is. But just say, because I'll be honest, I know it's going to sound crazy, but I'm honest about how I feel and what I say. I was so sure that, like, you know, Russell Brand wrote that he was. I can't even speak. I'm just so my brain's like I do think the government are corrupt as anything. That is a fact. Um, But it was when it went quiet for a while, I was like, oh, okay, this seems a little bit weird. Like, I know he was that sort of kind of guy, but he's come out and said, yeah, he was not that a great person. So, but you can be easily manipulated. I'm not saying that's what he's done. I don't know. I don't want to speak yet, other than the fact that I did at one point, like last year, think he was innocent. Or like innocent to a degree, like, but then also you've got to think people will be like, they give you a bit of information, so you think about that and not the bit that hiding behind closed doors. So makes a bit more sense, really. And your intimate turn to like Christ is a bit of a warning sign too. I mean, I was baptized at 10, and ever since then I've said I'm a Christian. I'm a God-fearing man. You mess up, you mess up. I don't. I also believe like you don't get to just go, okay, I'm sorry, and then you go to heaven. But that's just my personal opinion, because I think anyone can get away with anything. Then, like, you know, I'm good. I wouldn't want to be chilling with all the bad people. That's me. Yeah, but like even John Wayne Gacy said something about like, you know, I don't know what he said. He said something. I think one of them said something about he's going to be with God and he accepts God. And I'm like, so in the but I'm like, oh, I don't know. I won't get into that one either. But yeah, who knows? world's a crazy place. That's my point. You think these people, you can never trust anybody. You just got to be careful. It doesn't mean don't live a good life. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the sun is coming out. Packaging, board, thing. Like a thing hold a little bit now. 100%. It's sad, really. Easy. So yeah, I don't know. I think if anything, people seem to think I'm a bad person when I think that God wouldn't forgive evil people. I'm like, why? I'm not saying you don't. I'm just hear me out. Like God or Jesus, died for our sins. Right? I'm only doing that for people who just like do believe it. Because I mean, there's nothing to believe it. There's evidence, my guy. Like I love when people go, I can't really dispute it. Every religion agrees he existed. So anyway, moving on. But I mean, for the reason, right? Is either people say you could be mental health, or I feel like even if you have bad mental health, you'd be like, yeah, you would crack under that pressure. I mean, anybody would. You just got to be completely far gone to be. And there's like, I mean, they didn't have spice back then, so let's be real. I'm trying to do that. Anyway, my main point is, it's not bad speakers. I mean, people say it's bad speakers. No, that's when you mean, in my opinion, you actually mean harm. I think God gave us the ability to question because, well, we think as clearly, we design, and that whole maiden image kind of makes sense. I wonder if they mean as a creator and as a shepherd to guide. So it's like you make something connect. Like if you think about it, we can make life almost not full life, but it's I don't know, kind of just maybe we misread it like a little bit. No, read it wrong, not misread it. Well, yeah, misread. Oh, my brain. It's like Shakespeare, bro. Try and understand that without a flipping translator. Good luck. And how do we know the translator ain't wrong? Do you know what I mean? And there's that thing about people saying that, Shakespeare didn't even write his books, it was other people, bro. I don't get to that one flipping now. Conspiracies within conspiracies, wrapped in conspiracies. Life is fun when you go down that rabbit hole. I actually think it is, because it's like you're never going to know, so if I get, why not? But yeah, I do think people misrepresent all the times. Like, people get mad at me when I'm like, well, no. So you're telling me Hitler's just going to be chilling in heaven because he's accepted Jesus Lord and Savior? I don't think so. I think you would see past that bullshit, that utter bullshit. You're going to be like, yeah, he's chill. Like, no. That's hellfire for you, my friend. That's not for me to judge, of course. But I do think that if you're rational, sorry, it sounds like I said irrational. If you are rational and not irrational, then surely. I mean, they always say you have no right to question God, but I'm not questioning him. I'm questioning the potential of what the outcome is. We don't know. I do know there is definitely something else, because if anyone's ever had a little retreat, getaway, Bufo. Is it Bufo? Yeah, it is. No. Yeah, it's Bufo. That's the one. Because I was trying to remember the other day. Anyway, there's a retreat I went to. It's legal. It was actually a TP hut on a beach. But anyway, right, that's like biblical angels and shit. And that's what changed me and made me realise there is something higher. So I'm not questioning it out of like disrespect. But you get this knowledge all in like everything in once, but then at the same time you don't have anything at all. It's like you know everything, but you also know nothing. You know nothing. Oh, not again. I think I breathed in too much paint. I think that's what it is. To be fair, it's kind of sad, isn't it? Really, it's the world we live in, because people were easy. I mean, I like how we talk about propaganda, but like technically, propagandas could be religion. I mean, I believe religion definitely real, but I think it's been used and man manipulated. I'm sorry, because what could be happening with the files and potentially, let's just say, shit, like, there is no way. That's satanic work right there. That is satanic work. And I know people question it for so many years, but there's proof of great floods, right? They would make it just says they will make you a disbeliever. They will go into the church. They will. It is all written there. The red skies, the locusts, the bees. I mean, it really is. I believe probably end times, but I don't think end times is really. I think hopefully it's just to wipe out as much of the bad as possible. And then when it also says Jesus died for your sins, does that mean sins to come as well? Because he knew something had to change, and like so originally the birth of Christ is all maybe a positive thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like, is he going to be the Lord and Savior one day and do all this shit and say all this shit with respect? I just, you know what I mean? Just all of it wrapped up. How old was he? 27, 25? I can't remember exactly. I always used to think he grew from a baby to Easter in the space of a year, like to a man. I didn't realize it was actually years later. Shows you how stupid I was. But anyway, but that's what I mean. One, there's too much proof. There's proof of floods. They've just found maybe evidence of the ark or some shit like this. Like generally, they found wheels lower down than they should be, and then they flooded it. Like they've done restart, 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 restart. I think maybe that's what flipping. They're not trying to do a full restart again, but maybe potentially, allegedly, cover my ass in all corners here. Could be allegedly, maybe these illnesses are potentially like they're trying to do a part population control, or they're trying to genetically change it to work a certain way. But yeah, as you say, always use your intuition and learn from history. Like, and that doesn't mean like we need to leverage. We need, as people, need to remember history and what's happened and look for signs. That's what I mean. Like, because they're not going to tell you. Oh, by the way, we're repeating the same thing to you again. Like, why would they do that? People would rebel, and it could be on about anything in their history. That bro, crazy, 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 crazy. I kind of want it to end. Do you know what I mean? I don't want it to end. I just want all the shit to just kind of like, it feels like there's a tornado in it. It's been going on for like 10 plus years now. It's been getting worse. And it's been like the last 7 years since since the lockdowns, things like that, that it really has took a turn for the worst. And time's gone weird. The fact is, it is 6 years. I don't know. It just feels weird. I know you get older and time goes quicker anyway, but even I mean, how can you compare it? You can't ask somebody that didn't experience it in a time period because they're getting old now anyway, and their experience of time is getting quicker too. There's no way to compare. Time is such a weird flipping thing. It really is. But regardless, oh, it spins me out. It really does. I love it. Like people still get lied to so deeply, like we have been so many times. Unbelievable amount of times. Like I can't even count it. You could probably there's probably a fucking dictionary of the times they've done cover-ups, like, and we still believe them. From Houses of Commons to House of Lords to the actual Parliament, like politicians, prime ministers, presidents. It's wild. I think people don't know what to do because they realise like we are in a net, we are ensnared. What can you do? I think the whole world would just allegedly, potentially bite back. I mean, they need the money, they need the taxes, they need the world to go round. So they can only do that with people to run it. But hey, that's just my opinion. Because I think at the end of the day, it's burning. Let them burn with us. It's gonna happen at some point. Do you know what I mean? That's just it's crazy, but true. That's not what I'm saying to do, though. That's just a really good hypothetical, story. It's just a little short story. Precisely, and it's happening. It's happened in so many places as well, so we don't realise. And you look at the history books of when you wonder why you hear a name of a country before, and you're like, wait, why doesn't that exist anymore? I wonder why. It's because it's been taken. And it happened very recently in life. I mean, but I'm not going to say who. I'm not saying who because it isn't particularly any group. Everybody's kind of guilty a bit. People just need to learn, I think, about life through independent sourcing. Probably go to a library, right? Go to a library before they decided to try and. I mean, they've been trying to brainwash people for a long time, but it's getting heavy, and they realise they've got to control that shit. But books that are written within the last 100 years, will there be signs and stories, and then maybe they're not just like. You're more likely to read a flipping short story from like the 1800s. That's more realistic. Predict. Right, what's the word I'm looking for right now? Accurate representation of what's going on currently at that time than any media you get now. That's just, very left or very right. And then you've got the media, they say, oh, this is the one in the middle. Bullshit, that'd be something. That's the whole point. It's like, these two are lies. So, but then who controls both left, right, and the middle? All of them. Because they realise what they do is they always one step ahead because they realise, okay, now we're separated. Okay, so you've got these two people, you've got us, you can trust us. But they're behind that originally. They're like 20 plans ahead. It's fucked up. It really is. I mean, like, people, I can't say it because like, you do get in trouble. Who found the Labour Party? I don't know if anybody knows. People can write it in the chat, it's fine, you can. And their emblem is the most disturbing piece of all. Like, people don't even understand. This is the bit that really made me like, oh shit. All I say is the emblem is a wolf in sheep's clothing. If people know what that means, it's a very, very obvious, slowly but surely hide in, wait in, manipulate, lie, control, false sense of belief. It's all there. People don't know, I'm not even joking, this is generous. My adopted one was talking about it the other day on the phone. She was like, Josh, did you know? I was like, Mum, I was telling you last year, bless her. Because I don't think I hear a lot of stuff beforehand, and she's starting to realise that what I hear is true sometimes, or like I filter through it and I'm like, hey, that feels ridiculous. I never would jump to any major political decisions just from some news. I would need to see, I like to see proof myself. I like to see something happening because you could be swayed very easy. It's a propaganda machine. So it's like not being in an echo chamber. As I tell people not to pick a side at all, but to really experience. If you really have an opinion on a country's what they're doing, then go to that country and experience it yourself and go get. But then if you don't want to go there because you're worried it's dangerous, but then you can't have the right to opinion. Then I don't think. Like, or if there's people with actual proof in that country, when there's people telling you our country is dangerous, and then there's people who are not in that country going, it's not dangerous. What are you on about? What are you talking about, bro? Who lives in that country again? Them. Unless you go there yourself and experience it, that's what I mean. You need to know yourself. You cannot just listen to what people tell you. You can get an input and be like, okay, thank you. I'm gonna go look this up now, or whatever. To make sure it's not BBC News or some shit like that. Get it from multiple sources and then form like a realistic opinion of how they all merge. Because there'll be like a middle line, a middle ground that they're trying to avoid. Like, say someone's attacked somebody, they're like, well, they did this, and they're like, well, they done that. And then you kind of see the main motive is people are just bloody angry and need to smoke. Right? Chill out. It's like, he shot me first, I shot him. It's like, both, just put them both in the ground, please, shut up. It's jarring. Oh, shit. This is actually why personally, I don't know. Tony Hawk said he wants like an extra in a few films and stuff like that, but he didn't like Hollywood, and now I'm like really understanding why. Because the sort of guys that they are, they seem so chill and nice and like laid back, and I feel like that's probably why I want to be part of it. Like, who want to be part of that shit? You know what makes me laugh? This is not bragging. This is just me saying this is a potential for how much money some thinkable companies can earn. Like, that's enough to get a seat in Parliament, to have an opinion, and actually make a bit of a change, hopefully. Or they'll have to shut me up, if you know what I mean. I don't know. And also charity work can actually make a difference. I don't want that money. I mean, that would be cool for helping. Like, I feel like this. I've been an addict for this much too. I wouldn't become an addict again. Obviously, I want people to feel like being 3 years sober. I couldn't imagine that I sit next to Cody all the time. It's not my thing. I really want to work hard, change people around me. Like, I'm watching it crumble and watching everybody else just not know what to do, and people go, "What can I do? What can I do?" Well, at least if people try do something, right? One person at a time, one opinion at a time. It is small, but it does make a difference. I don't need that. Well, as I said, money would be cool to help with that, but I would even try and make a difference with whatever I could. You can buy a seat in house calls for like, I think it's like something quid. I'm like, what? How can you get that so cheap? That's kind of wild. Then surely if you've got more money, you can be higher up. Do you know how like you have British actors who always have an opinion in the public eye, and then when they say something, well, it kind of means business because people are listening. That's kind of what I mean. You want someone that will not care you, but I've already been attacked 7 times. I've actually been pronounced, I know, I have to say that because it's stupid YouTube, but yeah. That's what I was saying, it's like a wind tunnel. Same experience to the retreat I had. So I know it's like, it's DMT release when you pass on. It's natural. But it was really peaceful and bliss, bro. That's all I'm saying. So like, I'm too at peace with life being good. People need to realize, this is one shot. You should live it to its max and never back down from anything. So it could be like a test, a strength, and courage. And I'm like, bro, I give a shit. Someone's got to try and do what's got to be done. It's clearly not feasible, bro. As we sat, imagine a video of Parliament being sat down on the side, singing the music before it starts. Silent. So like one last naughty flip. Oh, that'd be funny. Obviously, I wouldn't. I mean, I would love to do that. But it's like, do you know that? And people think, oh, it's not possible. But you know that guy that wears the small glasses that tried to be mayor? It is. It really is. But obviously, he went in it as a more practical, jokey kind of side, but got that far in. Like, if you went in serious about it, people would take you more seriously. And I'm very political, but not in a negative sense. I said I don't like politics being driven either side narrative to push someone's rotten agenda, bro. It's just straight up. No, but I'm so tempted again to over the coffee, but I know I'm just gonna fuck up. You too, man. I will. Have a good day. Oh, what time is it now? Because I need to be realistic about. I will be back on tomorrow. Oh, sorry, I didn't even see that message. Shit. My bad. Any politicians? I'm not. I get what you mean. I'm not trying to make money in politics. So do you kind of know what I mean? If I was going to do politics, it wouldn't be for money. It'd be the opposite. And if you had to funnel it in to actually pay people to not be corrupt, you know what I mean? Because people are paid to do. Unfortunately, crime pays more than you've got lawyers and judges that are literally part of like the systems that like help gangs get out of like money laundering and just anything to do with dodgy shit. And you've got police officers that are paid into it. Unfortunately, it pays higher, but that doesn't mean you still could make like with a with a can-do attitude. No, but seriously, with a positive mindset, and also still having a good life, you can show people you don't need to be. There's a limit to money, realistically, in the sense of what do you need that much money for? Like there is a point you could get to where you live a really good quality life. I think that's what I'm trying to show people. I'm poor as shit right now, and I really am because you've got to invest everything you've got into it, and I'm willing to. This world makes you people miss out on the phones, and I don't give a shit about it. My partner pretty much twisted my arm to get my phone a new battery the other day. I was just going to go live my iPad sometimes, cut down on the lives quite a bit. I just need a skateboard. I'm so basic. I've refused this media as much as possible because I've seen it as like just control. And now, for years, I was saying like it's funny, like Mr. Traumatic, folks. He literally lived down the road from my parents in Cardiff. I was born in Cardiff too, and obviously that's some dumb shit. But anyway, he said in his song so much that they're just controlling and brainwashing people. People say, "Oh, that's crazy or crazy," but now it's actually all coming out in the chemtrails. I'm like, well, it looks like. I mean, it was a good thing to do that. You know what I mean? To stay away from it all. Yeah, that's what I mean. Exactly what I mean. It's like the millions paid, but then is there somebody to counteract? Be like, well, no, I'll pay you a few million if you do. And they're like, oh no, they've been bargaining this. I was like, would you rather be loved by people and have a slight fraction less, or do you know what I mean? I mean, surely And then people go, oh, we go live on island. But you don't want to be, that's like going to play on your mind forever. I'd do that psychological thing. I'd sit there and be like, do you really, really want to be hated by everybody in the world? Just take this money instead. Don't go corrupt. Do the right thing. And it's a long shot, but I mean, it's a shot. Right. And it's like, I don't care about that. I don't need the money. I need to live a comfortable life. Like, you know, I can eat, have a roof above my head to work, and have the tools. That's it. I don't need the money for it. I don't want fast cars. I don't even have a license. I'm not aiming to get one. I have a prescription. So in the UK, it's done. Like, even though you have a prescription, they still can arrest you. Be like, they won't arrest you, but they take you to court and you have to go through the process. It's almost like trying to put people off doing it. So like, I'm like, you know what, at the end of the day, I just won't drive then. I know what I'd rather have and just chill. I can do my, I don't need to travel around the shit UK. It's like fields, 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 fields. Like, wow, cool. I just see the same here. I literally wear stuff for my own jumper. It's like Primark, cheap shit. And I'll always be like that. Obviously, dress up maybe a bit smart if I was to have a seat. My partner said I should. And I thought she was joking first, but she was deadly serious about it. And I was just like, kind of has a point. I wouldn't be paid to shut up. I won't sell out for shit. I don't care if someone offers me millions because I'm thinking they're right. I'm truly religious. God fearing. So God is looking at me like, dickhead. You know what I mean? Like, what you did. That was the test, and you failed. Well done. You know, your whole life you've gone through all this shit to try and do good, and then this is where you mess up. Why? You know what I mean? Like, to live a good life now for eternal shit. I don't want that. I want to live a shit life now, potentially for a shot at a better life afterwards. But if not, then oh well. At least I tried. This is the right thing to do. But a lot of people, my phone's going down again. They give up. Do you know what I mean? It's sad. But yeah, who knows? But my point is, not everyone can be corrupt. Not everybody's corrupt. There is some nice people out there in this world still. Because I mean, I feel like in my heart, I'm like, I cannot be the only person that feels like I would do this. I think some people are just scared or worried, but there are people with up a movement and stuff like that. And it doesn't have to be founded by. I think it needs to go off of, okay, well, we need now a non-biased point of view of people. Because I mean, say you've got a Christian who's like, well, no, an atheist can't live in a Christian country, right? For example, they won't be very Christian of them, right? For one, and two, I think at one point it should be allowed when you're accepting of something. The moment you're like actually becomes then hateful, that is when it is an issue and doesn't need to be a thing because it's then the whole point of religion, in my opinion, is a nice thing, right? I mean, look at Sikhs, absolutely amazing people, right? They're like give you their coat off the back, absolutely amazing. And like proud, you know what I mean? Because there's so many amazing cultures where it's so respecting, and you know, you've got people over here who are like from India, second generation, and they are more patriotic about Britain than some British people are. They'll have like the royal family on plates and shit, and like you know the flag and stuff like. It's incredible because they're so grateful that they got a chance to come here, a country we've beefed up so much. Like it's amazing. Look at this tiny island. We're bigger than Ireland. Like is that like our only claim? I'm joking, obviously. I like to make laugh. It's the whole point. No one's too big, no one's too small. You are what you put out. And you have every right to defend yourself, and you have every right, but you also have the right to be nice. It's kind of like it's really like how it used to be, right? Bit of give, bit of pull, bit of tip, bit of tap. I don't know how to describe it. It's just what life was. You know, people, if you were offended by something someone said, you walk away. You know, you just maybe say that I didn't appreciate that because guess what? You also have the free speech to move your muscle mouth and say to them as well, I don't like that. That was a dicky comment. And then they're like, okay, I apologise because they have the right to then apologise back. And boom, guess what? Issue resolved. But no, by making somebody mad saying why they can't express themselves, you tell them to go and apologise when they're not actually sorry for something because they're like, I'm confused. Why am I sorry about something that I generally don't feel bad about because it's really not that bad in their eyes because it is opinion. That makes them mad because they feel like they're forced to do something that they're not going to do when it should form naturally. They should see somebody feels pretty shit about it and go, actually, I will go. That's how it used to be. You'd be like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to actually upset you there. Just trying to have a laugh, you know, a bit of banter. Now, no, it's going to spiral. People get mad at each other. People start being like, oh no, that group's favorited over this group because they, you know, you have to apologize. They don't have to apologize. It's kind of wild. If you can't see that shit happening, plain and simple, then people are blind. No offense, but always like, no, that's it. I can't remember what it's saying. Shit, but yeah. really tip into the politics things. It gets to me, man. I'm like, really? And if more people listen and more people hear, then it makes a difference. Like even my mum said, like Tony Robinson, for example, right? My mum's like, he's racist. I was like, he's not racist, because there was a part where English Defence League, right now, there's parts where they've been racist. Granted, he has then openly turned his back on them and said what they've done. I think there was a club there was Seats who ran a Cubs thingy, and he said that they were like threatening him inside, and he came down there and he drove down and he grabbed him by the scruff neck. Like, what are you doing? You don't do that. You know, you be respectful. And that's the thing, bro. It's like it's not. You can't say. People just get. Sometimes GB News is so. Is it GBN News? Whatever it is, it's so. It's so right-sided. Yeah, it feels like it could invoke so much anger to. I mean, there's a real fine line to cross with things, I think. And as long as, yeah, it's a difficult one. And that's what I mean. It's kind of it's like a shit show, in it. Biggest shits. It's like hopefully things just sort themselves out at some point. They will do, because you know it's got to get worse before it gets better. But there'll be a tipping point or a breaking point or something somewhere along the lines. And to be honest, I'm kind of just sick of it and want it to like be done with already. It's like limbo. It's just waiting like for ages. That's pretty cool. So what time is it? Oh damn, bro. So in a minute I'm gonna have a little workout. So I decided I need to start doing working out again, like I really do. Last some units. I'll really warm up. Because skating, I love it, right? But at the same time, I need to like do my body burn so much muscle as well when you skate, because you know you build muscle, but you also burn it a bit too, because it's so enjoyable. Like I had no idea that a casual skate can burn 300 to 400 calories an hour. A intense skate, so like ollies and tricks and stuff like that. Intense doesn't just mean variable hills and hard tricks. It's on about just ollies and shit too. 500, 600 calories, sometimes 700 if you push it. And then it's like 700 to 1,000 plus calories if you're doing like street transition and like, you know, including all of it. So like maybe ramps. Well, I'm guessing yeah, it's a transition. Did it say vert? I don't think vert was included. I don't see that being too much more though, because surely you're using gravity a lot of time. But then there is a lot of like body crunching and stuff like that. Probably good for abs. I'll be real, because you go up and it's the way you like. You know, it's so weird. You hang like I always like a pendulum. You know what I mean? On a ramp, your body kind of stays feeling angled at one point. Because if you try to tip into it too much, it's almost like you go, but you kind of just you're with the ramp. I don't have to describe it. People know what I'm on about. And then you lock your legs at a certain point, then you unlock. I think I don't like that. It shits me up every single time. No matter how many times I've dropped in my life, I just can't get over the fear of dropping. I don't. I think it's heights. You know what I mean? I don't like. I'll be on the edge of the building. I'm like, that's it. I'm done for. I get on the floor. I'll be like pushed back. I'll be led there. Ugh. I think I would rather actually fall quicker than sit on the edge of an edge for like a day. Do you know when people are stuck on a building for like and they can't? That would be horrible. I'd probably have like a heart attack up there or something in the time period I'm rescued. So it'd be easier just to fall in a way. Truthfully, as deep as it is, but it's my biggest fear, man. So I don't like height. Anyway, I am going to go for a cigarette quickly. I really don't have much time left on the live, unfortunately. I don't know if my partner's going to the gym. If he does, then I will do it live. If not, then I'll be back on tomorrow. I think it was 6 o'clock. I'm gonna try and go get some more clips. I want to try and keep it like more interesting to clip. I honestly don't really know how to do that at the moment. Yeah. So I just think it's a bit cool. I'm trying to remember exact numbers. Oh. I want this jumper to come so I can do this print. Anyway, bear with. Seems like I got my drawing on lock as well. I'm probably gonna grab a cigarette quick and try and draw. I want to try and draw like a teddy bear. It's like a psychotic teddy bear, right? But I have a feeling like I just keep getting this image in my head. This is a weird thing about being an artist. Sometimes it's quite actually intense. I get these like people will be like, "You're crazy, bro." You need to get No, I've got PTSD too, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Probably not, because it's like not triggered by like anything, unless it's something that's actually intense, like a memory. But like this one I drew earlier, right? I haven't finished it yet. It's really rough, but I like in the style of this weird sketched sort of shaded. I don't know. I'm liking it. I don't know what you call that, like a scatty sort of. Because I think the reason I was always worried to do art like that is because I always thought people would be like, "That's your quality of art," and be like, "That's shit." But at the end of the day, art is art. I mean, I know I've got art better than that, but at the same time, what is better or worse? I need to get that out of my head. So that's why I'm trying to show this art more than just always like the most polished off pieces I've done, because I think it's just more real, in it? Where there's like errors, shit like that, or nothing's perfect. And art, I mean, look at Picasso and like some of that art, bro. It's just like, yeah, millions. I know it's after they passed away, but I mean, still, if it's still just a blur, in it. You know what I mean? Regardless of what, when it was, or who it is, or I mean, it's not Jesus's. If it was that, then I understand. You know what I mean? Like millions is like holier than thou attitude, bro. For real. It's like, look at me. This is like. I mean, he didn't know it was going to be worth that, but at the same time, I feel like I personally couldn't paint something like that and be like, right, this is art, everyone. I really couldn't. I'd be like, a 3-year-old can draw that, and like that's the truth of it. But that doesn't mean it's not art. That's the part I need to get out of it. Just because a 3-year-old could do that, it's 3-year-old's art. Like, or are we judging by age or ability or what you see at the time? Because I mean, you could see some people on an acid trip, right? Draw some weird shit, and then some of it's just like scribbles. You see that guy that's drawn. He was an addict to all these different things. He drew a picture of what if different substances were like, and showed you how chaotic the brain was. I mean, I think that's kind of resonates the point I'm getting at. Like, I like dip it down here because if you look around the ribs, it it looks. But I need to flick this camera around. There's like this flickery texture, which I don't know what it is about it. Drippy, ripped up, torn, scratched. It's like, bro, it's how I describe things like a night. It's like etched into the memory. Sort of feeling. It's like scars torn into, and I don't know. It's just broken hearted. No idea. I literally don't understand it, and this is why I love art. But yeah, I'll do more pieces like this. But I want to do a teddy bear with this sort of art style because I really like it. I think it's like nothing's precise. Nothing has to be precise. It's like it's chaotic. It's like what do you see in this image, and it's like the two things like an elephant or slightly like that. But obviously, it's very clear what you see. It's like a rib cage and a spine. But yeah, I'm tempted to put this on a hoodie. I know people would want that. Pretend like not just that part, but on like maybe not the spine. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Maybe just the ribs. Don't know about spine. I'll see. I think that's quite unisex then as well. I would wear that. I think I could wear that. I don't really see why not. Voicemails, bro. It's funny how you got to pay really something to listen to a bloody voicemail. Right? He's like, call this number. Like, no. Why can't it just be in an inbox or something? Why'd it have to be on a flipping server? It's like 2026. What is this? That's one thing that updated is like voice bite. Like, you know what I mean? What's that? Why is it not like a voice bite? I know it does save us on the phone sometimes. But you done it? I swear it does. You can go and play them. The fuck is that 1 2 thing then? Oh, I don't even know. But anyway, I'm gonna go spend 15 minutes coming up with another design similar to this, so I can come back. The heart's probably my favourite part about all of that. It really is. The shading. Oh, just kiss. Sorry guys, my brain just started. I will probably be back on for like another 20 minutes maybe at a push to finger walk a little bit, and then I'm going to be coming off for the rest of the day. I'm going to get some clips. I don't know if people want longer clips because, like, you know, what's an ideal clip? Like, if I post a clip, I want it to feel like it's too long. I also don't want, like, when I post videos, sometimes like 16 seconds on the usual. I'll just have it one more input sometimes. Make it a little bit easier. So I've got so much that I'm actually doing. Yeah, anyway. Shit. Oh, perfect. I really appreciate you guys. Maybe I'll catch you back here in half an hour, who knows? Well, no. 15 minutes. Give it 15, 20 minutes. Don't need that long. I appreciate you guys.